Welcome back and thanks for tuning to our channel. Please subscribe to our channel. Let's dive in. Mark and Sarah had what most would call a picture-perfect marriage. 8 years together, 2 beautiful children, and a comfortable life. Mark, a successful business owner, provided everything for his family, while Sarah played the role of a loving wife and mother. They laughed, traveled, and supported each other through thick and thin. But lately, Sarah had changed. She was more distant, often glued to her phone, giggling at messages Mark wasn't privy to. She had started working out more, dressing up even when she had nowhere to go, and suddenly, she had become obsessed with her upcoming college reunion. "It's been 10 years, Mark. I have to go. I can't miss this," Sarah said excitedly. Mark saw no reason to object. "Go have fun. I'll take care of the kids." Little did he know, Sarah was about to destroy their perfect life. Mark noticed more and more red flags. Sarah was secretive with her phone, often stepping out to take calls. She insisted on going to the reunion alone, making excuses about how it was, just for old friends to catch up. Then came the biggest warning sign. Mark ran into Sarah's best friend, Lisa, at the grocery store. "Are you going to the reunion too?" he asked casually. Lisa blinked, confused. "No, it's mostly couples going." "You're not coming." Mark's stomach dropped. Why had Sarah insisted on going alone? Sarah left for the reunion with a suitcase far too large for a 2-day trip. Mark trusted her but felt uneasy. That night, he called her. No answer. His heart pounded. He checked the phone tracker app they had installed long ago for emergencies. Instead of the hotel she mentioned, she was at a luxury 5-star suite across town. Something wasn't right. Mark contacted a private investigator. The investigator delivered the truth on a silver platter. Photos, videos, and chat logs. Sarah was cheating. With Jake. Jake, her college ex, the one she had always said meant nothing. They were spotted kissing, holding hands, sneaking into a hotel suite together. Mark felt his world shatter. But instead of acting in rage, he hatched a plan. If Sarah wanted to betray him, he would make sure the whole world knew. Mark collected all the evidence, the affair photos, chat logs, and hotel receipts. Instead of confronting Sarah immediately, he let her think she got away with it. He planned a grand anniversary party with family and friends, one that Sarah would never forget. The night of the party, Mark played a tribute video for Sarah. Instead of sweet moments, the screen flashed with photos of Sarah and Jake in bed. Text messages scrolled across the screen. "I can't wait to feel you again." Gasps. Screams. Sarah turned white as a sheet. Mark stood up, voice steady. "Ladies and gentlemen, my wife has given me the best anniversary gift ever, her true colors." Sarah tried to deny it, but the proof was undeniable. Sarah was disgraced. Her parents were ashamed, her friends shunned her, and Jake ghosted her after the exposure. Mark filed for full custody and left Sarah with nothing. She had chosen her fate. Months later, Mark thrived, his business booming, his children happy, and a new woman in his life who valued him. Sarah. She was alone, haunted by her mistake, watching Mark move on without her. Revenge had never been so sweet. After being exposed, Sarah struggled to find support. She reached out to Jake, only to be rejected. In desperation, she tried to apologize to Mark, but he refused to see her. Sarah fought for custody, but Mark had all the evidence to ensure she lost. The courtroom drama unfolded, with shocking revelations about her double life. With his business expanding and his children thriving, Mark began to find happiness again. He started dating but remained cautious. Broke and abandoned, Sarah struggled to find work and was forced to move in with her parents. She realized the magnitude of what she lost. Mark met a woman who truly valued him, someone who restored his faith in love. Their romance bloomed. Sarah tried one last time to reconcile, begging for forgiveness. Mark finally told her off in a powerful confrontation. Mark and Sarah had one last conversation where he finally let go of all the pain, officially moving on. Mark found true happiness, while Sarah was left with the consequences of her actions. The story ended with a message about betrayal and the power of self-respect. Mark's new relationship was a breath of fresh air. His partner, Emma was kind, supportive, and genuinely cared for him. She helped him heal from the wounds of his previous marriage and encouraged him to focus on his children and business. As Mark and Emma's relationship blossomed, Sarah's life continued to spiral out of control. She struggled to come to terms with the consequences of her actions and the loss of her family. She became withdrawn and isolated, unable to face the reality of her situation. Mark, on the other hand, was moving forward with his life. He and Emma were getting serious, and he was finally starting to feel happy again. He was still cautious, remembering the pain of his previous marriage, but Emma was different. She was kind, genuine, and loved him for who he was. As the months went by, Mark and Emma's relationship continued to grow stronger. They started talking about a future together, and Mark even began to consider proposing to her. Meanwhile, Sarah was still trying to pick up the pieces of her shattered life. She had lost everything: her family, her friends, and even her self-respect. She was forced to move in with her parents, who were disappointed and heartbroken by her actions. Sarah's parents tried to be supportive, but they couldn't help feeling angry and betrayed by her infidelity. They had always thought of Mark as a son, and they couldn't understand why Sarah had thrown away her marriage and her family for a fleeting affair. As the days turned into weeks, Sarah became increasingly withdrawn. She stopped leaving the house, stopped talking to her friends, and even stopped taking care of herself. She was consumed by grief and regret, unable to forgive herself for what she had done. Mark, on the other hand, was finally starting to heal. He had found a new sense of purpose with Emma, and he was starting to see a future without Sarah. He was still hurt by what she had done, but he was determined to move on and start a new chapter in his life. As the months went by, Mark and Emma's relationship continued to blossom. They traveled together, built a home together, and even started talking about starting a family. Mark had never been happier, and he knew that he owed it all to Emma. Sarah, on the other hand, was still stuck in the past. She couldn't forgive herself for what she had done, and she couldn't seem to move on. She was trapped in a cycle of grief and regret, unable to escape. In the end, Mark's story was one of redemption and happiness. He had been through a difficult time, but he had come out stronger and wiser. He had found a new sense of purpose with Emma, and he had built a happy life with her. Sarah's story, on the other hand, was one of regret and sorrow. She had made a mistake, and she had paid the price. She had lost everything: her family, her friends, and even her self-respect. She was left alone, haunted by the ghosts of her past. The story of Mark and Sarah serves as a reminder that our actions have consequences. We must always think before we act, and we must always consider the impact that our actions will have on those around us. We must also learn to forgive ourselves and others, and to move on from our mistakes. Only then can we truly find happiness and redemption. If you enjoyed this story and want more thrilling tales of betrayal, revenge, and justice, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you never miss a new upload. Your support keeps these stories coming. Let me know in the comments, what would you have done in Mark's situation? See you in the next one.